play it right now.
Testing 1, 2. Casting with my man Panda over here. Right out of the gate. First time. Here we go.
Yeah, so we got a game between On the Spot and I Am Not Trying. On the Spot right now, 4-0, still fighting to keep that first place spot. They did not have their game last week. We are starting up Pro Draft though, but I'm kind of interested. If they lose this game, I'm Not Trying and La Spot are tied for first place. If they win this, they're back in the first place bracket. But we do see bans coming in pretty quickly here. 3 junglers already off the board. What do you think about that, Axiom?
The Zach ban, I think Zach is exceptionally good in a 5v5 scenario because Zach is very team reliant. So that's a very good ban.
Yeah, I know that Rick has been playing it quite a bit, and I know that Yoshi was playing it for a second. They do take away JT's comfort pick, so that should be very subjective ban. Like, Swain's definitely a really good pick from him, and they are going to pick the Morgana. Have to assume that that is going to go over to Mo, with Tristana going over possibly to OTS. That should be going over to Yoshi or Nick. So we'll see what they lock in right now.
Morgana has gotten first picked quite a bit in the AVG League. I know she's gotten first picked on my team. I think she's just a really, really strong pick right now. And the ability to be flexed is also huge.
Yeah, I like her in jungle right now, especially with the Leandri's Torment. She's able to dish out a lot of damage. The only issue I have with her sometimes is that obviously in pro play it's a little bit different. People are a lot more able to hit those Qs, but her Qs travels at such a short distance, it's kind of easy to predict. I think a lot of people are able to dodge it if Mo is not as accurate as he needs to be with those. We saw Complex, I think, was the first person to pull it out in the league, and he definitely had a pop-off game right there. Was a little bit ahead of the curve and all that. So, waiting. They're coming down to the last couple seconds to throw in this pick. And it looks like it's going to be Zyra. That's an interesting pick. I've not seen JT play Zyra a lot. I think he's fully capable of doing it, but I haven't seen him play that champion a lot.
Are those Zyra buffs in the game yet? I don't know if those are next patch, but I saw them in some patch notes.
I don't think they're this patch. I could fact check it, but still at the same time, like, I could see it being a JT pick. JT does play mages fairly well. So we also see the Wukong. Ever so should assume that that is going top to Syllabit Squirrel, who has been kind of having a hit or miss season right now. He's been back and forth a little bit. He will be going up against John. John's been very consistent, or sorry, Zlot. He's been very consistent throughout his games. He's played his job out very well. I think that definitely that's going to be a matchup to watch to see how John is able to react to Celibate Squirrel and see if he's able to continue to do all those good roams, or if, Celibate steps up a little bit. But we do see the Varus here. This is interesting. I really like Varus in competitive. I think he's really strong, got really good utility. He does a lot of damage early game. And if they go lethality, like, he can chunk out the squishies of Zyra and Tristana. So we will see also what they get out here on red side.
I'm assuming they're going to be picking top lane, I'd imagine.
I would ever so assume. They did not ban Garen. Zlot has been playing a lot of Garen. They have not banned Oh, looks like they're actually going to pull out the Malphite right now. That is a lot of utility coming out on the side of OTS. They have Malphite with the big, I'm just going to press R and knock everybody up. And
this is definitely a Ninja Tabby Bramble Vest sort of game from this Malphite. I already know. I may not know a whole lot of stuff around the map, but I know my top lane picks. Yeah. And it's going to definitely be tough for Wukong, who's heavily auto attack oriented, to chew through. Now I know newer Wukong builds. It seems like it's going for like a lot of armor shred. You get your black cleaver. You have your Q. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I think the top lane armor items are too strong. So it's
Yeah,
definitely going to
also
be
he has
tough
a lot of
for
poke.
Wukong to get that early lead.
Yeah, I'd say Malphite also can, poke him down a lot. He also, once it hits 6, can set up, for pretty good ganks. I know that he likes to play towards some TP if they actually have, wards in the back and places where he can just join team fights really quickly. He can definitely be a determining factor in every team fight. I think also Zyra has that ability too right now with her ult, and that's a lot of knockup. If you're able to time that correctly, that's a huge amount of chain CC and a lot of damage, especially with the Tristana being able to hop in and out of fights, dealing a lot of damage. We do see Rumble, Fiddlesticks, and Silas ban, so they do not want to give over the Rumble right now. They're targeting Rick fairly heavily right now. They have taken 4 junglers off the board, but it looks like they are going to decide on a J4 with him with all those junglers banned off. So we will see how that goes, kind of having to dig a little bit deeper in that champ pool. They got all the OP picks taken away from him with the Odir, Rumble, and Morgana. We'll see what they decide to answer with. I should suspect that they try to pick a support here and kind of reveal what that bot lane is. There's not really too much. Well, actually, they have 2 picks in a row, so I'm stupid. But yeah, we should see the support. Yep, that's going to be Leona Varus. I actually really like Leona into a Tristana pick. She could punish Tristana very easily when she hops in. She protects Varus very well. She has very nice engages for when this Morgana comes in. And she has lockdown CC, so this Morgana can actually extend it. One of the things, actually, I learned about Morgana recently is that you can, if you set it up correctly, you can chain CC somebody by yourself for, I think it's like 6 or 7 seconds. Like, you just do not move for 6 or 7 seconds.
That is pretty potent.
Yeah. You Q, you W, and then it refreshes it while you're ulting, and then it CCs them again with your ult, and then you Q them again because it should be off cooldown again.
Question: does the Leona E stop the Tristana jump?
No. Leona E follows you wherever you're going. So, like, if Leona hits you with her E and you flash, she will follow you through your flash. So she does not stop you from doing that kind of stuff because the actual immobility that only lasts like a second for her doesn't start until she actually gets to you, and then obviously she W's you and you're stunned. But we do see Yone coming out for Yoshi into a Victor matchup.
That is going to be a big wombo combo for on the spot. That's a lot of hard-hitting ults.
Yeah, I almost halfway expected them to go ahead and get a Yasuo, but Yone's just as good, especially with the Malphite with the Zyra. It's just a lot of knockup. They definitely were kind of setting up for the Blade special over here, but definitely their team comp looking kind of interesting. I kind of favor them a tiny bit, but I think also INT has a lot of good setups if they play out their team fights correctly, and obviously they, scale very heavily with this Morgana, this Varus. Leona has very good team fight setups, so I think it's kind of interesting. They pretty much are neck and neck in draft, in my opinion. Who do you probably want to throw that advantage towards?
This is tough. I want to say probably INT, actually.
Yeah, like I said, it could go either way from, my completely unbiased opinion, but obviously, but it could definitely go either way. I think also bot lane and jungle are a very, potent matchup in this. Like, a fed Tristana and a fed Varus are not fun. I think
And Morgana's spell shield is going to be very impactful, especially if Josh really starts rolling on Victor and whatnot.
Yeah, I think also you have to take into account though a little bit with that. Morgana can only shield one person, so she's gonna have to select who she's going to shield. That's 2 AoE knockups from the side of OTS.
Very
So
true.
no
They
matter
could do
who
some
she shields.
staggering with their ults. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 5R scenario.
Yeah. But still, even if she tries to black shield, she's just gonna, if they're grouped up, she's gonna have to choose one target to black shield, and that's the person that's not gonna get knocked up by the Zyra or Malphite. So it should be interesting. I'm kind of interested to see, even though bot lane I feel like is going to be a very potent matchup in this, I'm very kind of interested to see how the top lane matchup works out. I think that top lane, and also in such a team fight meta that we have right now, top lane's definitely one of the more potent lanes right now, with being able to TP correctly, being able to split push correctly. I feel like top lane's just such a impactful role, kind of like silently.
To piggyback off that, I was wondering if Wukong was gonna go for the Ignite route, which is kind of the conventional Wukong summoners, but I don't know if he's really gonna be able to fully utilize Ignite into a Malphite, so he might opt for a teleport, because Malphite is probably going to teleport, and it would be good for Wukong to be able to match that.
Yeah, I think also like having, like I said, like having a Leona and having a Morgana, like it's really useful. You can chain CC very well, and you're chain CCing in a different way than you are with a Malphite and a Zyra. Whenever you're chain CCing with them, you have the knockup from Wukong. You have a root from Morgana, and you have just an all-out stun from Leona. So they have a lot of utility. Every single one of the people on their team has very high CC. And on the spot does as well, but you're not looking at from the Tristana, and the Yone without his ult doesn't really have a lot of that. So I think it's just so hard to differentiate from them, just purely because of the fact that they both have very high CC comps. They both have ADCs that are going to be very impactful when ahead. I think Tristana skills a little bit better. They have high CC, uh, supports. They have mid laners that are really strong, no matter kind of the stage in the game, just like the bot lane. And then you have the high CC from the top and jungle. I do think that a lot more OP picks went over to the side of INT, but at the same time, I think that the damage wise, I feel like it went over to OTS.
Who do you think is going to have the roam advantage in the mid lane?
Oh, Yone, for sure,
I agree. I agree.
100%. That champion, especially with I think it's W where he can basically do his Zed ult. Uh, he has a lot of mobility. I don't see Victor roaming as much. I don't see him
No,
as much of a
Victor's more
roaming
of a
champion.
tempo damage here and there. Wait for your laser. His ult's a little slower. Victor's definitely more of a tempo damage pick.
Yeah, I also I mean obviously just because you're in the top lane, obviously you never go head to head with these champions. But who would you say is the more annoying ADC when you start hitting those team fights, Varus or Tristana, right now?
Uh, you don't see Varus very often. You do see a lot of Tristana, so it's tough to say. But probably Tristana. For the jump reset is tough. It's very tough to try to lock her down.
Yeah,
And
also when
once
you're
you're
that
on
bruiser main,
Varus,
right?
you're kind of on Varus.
Yeah, it's also
Tristana
because
has
you
her
play
ult
those
too to create
bruisers, right? Too.
separation.
Yeah. So, real quick, also before we head off to this pause, it should be too long, but who do you think is going to win this at the end? We talked about draft a little bit, but also just like player-wise too.
I think INT is gonna win,
You think INT?
and I think if they allow Victor to scale, I think Victor is definitely going to be a premier win condition.
I think, like I said, it's very close. I think player for player, that, you know, it's hard for me to differentiate the bot lane from top. So I think that it's going to be very close. I think OTS has a very good chance depending on how they play versus the bot lane. The bot lane could be bad. All right. So welcome back. We are about to start up this game, and it looks like we're having all 5 players from INT deciding to go up to the top lane of the map. And it looks like already we're seeing Bioster type a little bit in this chat towards Amphipod. So John.
Oh, the Morgana
obviously being
Q
able to-
gone.
Yeah, gets out of that pretty healthily. Mo misses the first Q a little bit too far to the right there. So
Build-wise, everything looks pretty standard. Malphite opting for a corrupting potion to handle that early Wukong power, because Wukong is definitely going to have a little bit of edge in those early game skirmishes. But Malphite's just trying to get to his Ninja Tabby, get to his Bramble Vest. Other than that, very normal. Wukong did go for the teleport.
yeah, I think it's also kind of interesting. They responded very quickly on the side of OTS to this 5-man top. They went on. They know exactly where Mo is starting off, and we see Amphipod starting off on the top side, going to path towards that bot. So should be kind of interesting. But both junglers should just be full clearing down to the side that they're going to. Morgana, not the best at setting up the ganks until about level 3, should just full clear. So, should have a little bit of some normal. We see some trades coming in the favor of Yoshi over here in the mid lane. Intensified, has to respect this damage of the Yone a little bit here.
Getting shoved in quite early.
And also bot lane getting some good advantages. It looks like JT is able to get a stun off, but Bioster will win out on that trade right there. Just pressures him off the lane, but JT kind of chunked down to like 60% of his HP. And it looks like some trading going on. Celebrate Scroll did miss the engage attack onto Z-Lot, but he was able to get some damage in too. So he's answering really well to everything this guy's trying to do. But it looks like Yoshi's going to go in and get even more damage in on Intensify.
A good trade for Young.
That is... Looks like Yoshi's having some pretty decent control over this map. I think this is his first game in AVG too. I don't think he got to play in the last game. But this will be, I'm pretty sure, his first game coming in on this. Looks like Mo tried to invade, but it looks like also we see a little bit of a scuffle down in the top lane. We also see, oh god,
Morgana's
here
gonna be
comes
forced to
Yoshi
use her
going in
flash.
on him. Morgana fucking Zaya's gonna be getting down, and it looks like the first blood's actually just gonna go over to Leona. Did not give the kill over to the Varus. I think her W probably killed him. So looks like Nick's gonna have to play a little bit more passive in this lane. And then John needs to watch out too. He is getting tacked down by this Wukong right here from Celibate Squirrel.
Yeah, Salabet was pushing in early, and I thought it was going to be for a Scuttle Crab, you know, to secure the Scuttle Crab for his team, but Morgana was going for the invade
Yeah, she
on the
got caught
opposite
out,
side of
but
the
when
map.
they roamed up, you know, they didn't roam at the same time. A little bit of a communication error there from JT when they started going up, and they caught him out and were able to get the first blood off onto Leona. I mean, not too big of a deal. Leona with some items isn't going to be as bad as getting Varus on his early items, but also John just not respecting this Wukong as much as Wukong's going to go back in. He doesn't have the Ignite like you were talking about before. If he had the Ignite, that's a first blood, not first blood, that's a kill for him in the top lane.
Yes, that fight could have gone much different if Wukong did have the Ignite, but I think John, knowing that, just walks out.
Yeah, no reason to just extend those trades. As we see Yoshi, he's able to get some good wave control here, just keeping this shoved in on Intensified, putting that pressure on top of him. But Intensified does have the CS lead right now, and so does Celibate Squirrel over John. But bot lane does have it right now. You see dead even in the jungle even. Oh. We are seeing a little bit. I think Yoshi needs to just kind of calm down, try and rack up this farm. He's trying to push a little bit too hard. So we do see Zelot is going to head back and kind of get some items in. And it looks like Leona actually does hit the mark on her. Looks like John's in a little bit of trouble. JT actually gets taken down by Bioster that time, as it looks like Rick might come down to try and answer, but he's not going to be able to get there quick enough. Tristana is now there. Morgana is close by. So there is not.
Zyra was left alone and they capitalized.
Yeah. A little bit
Bio
of
also opting for a tier to be able to spam those abilities more. Poke in lane.
Yeah, it looks like they might try to go something here, but oh, Yoshi actually is close by. Amplify might go down for this, and it doesn't look like they're probably going to be able to get another trade, but it looks like actually Nick might be able to get the kill. No, Yoshi gets the kill right on top of this Morgana. She waited for him. It looks like Yoshi might go down too. No, he had the
Yoshi
stack held up, but it
Intensified
looks
though,
like
right over the dragon
could come after him. Intensified does to get the damage off the ult coming through. And it looks like that's going to be it for Yoshi. They were able to get the one kill bot, but that's so unfortunate for them that happened. They tried to make something happen. Morgana was ready for it the whole time.
They do come out with the Infernal Drag early, which is very good for INT.
Yeah, we do see the first drag going over to them. We also see the TP coming in from Celibate Squirrel. He is immediately going to go on top of John here, but looks like he's just going to be able to back up. Does have to be careful, though. Yoshi looks like he might be coming up there, and he is very pushed up.
And Jarvan is nearby.
Yeah, they might just go for something here. Nope. Oh, before we can actually even see anything, looks like the game's going to be paused for us here. So
Celibate is in quite the predicament.
Yeah, we might see something go on. Right when something was about to happen, we have the pause. A little bit of technical difficulty coming through, but right now should be fine.
Yone opting for the Berserker's Greaves early. Boots, you see Boots getting rushed a lot as first items for people. Boots of Lucidity, Berserker's Greaves, and all that. Boots are very good bang for the buck.
Yeah, and we do see still while I'm here, we do see Celibate Squirrel does have a CS advantage on top of the Malphite, as it's kind of expected. He's able to push in a lot more. He's able to harass a lot more. Mo actually able to, you know, rack up a CS lead as well. Not too big of a CS lead, though, on top of Jarvan. And Yoshi's trying to roam a lot, and he's been pushing in these lanes, but he's been missing out on quite a bit of CS. He's not really, for wanting to push in the lanes, the point of pushing in the lane, right, is to, get that CS lead, just force them to have to CS under tower, but it's been kind of ineffective for him, and looks like we might have this game starting up here again. We will see when this pause comes through. It sounds like they are ready. But it looks like it also was that having some FPS issues, but they come straight back into it. JT's right on top of Bio, but it does look like they are going to try and go on to Celibate Squirrel. Yoshi is coming through on this, and it looks like Malphite does sit in the ult. Yoshi goes through, and he gets the he gets the kill onto Celibate Squirrel. I wish I could talk. But, yeah.
Wukong tried to ult, and it just was not enough. They staggered their abilities quite well there.
Yeah, they were able to get some stuff going there, but we do have Victor alone in this lane while they're pushing up top lane here. Victor is just getting free CS and experience. So we will see. Hopefully Nick can figure out these these FPS issues. I don't know if they 100% got fixed. But should be interesting. Oh no, the Varus actually does hit his ult, but it looks like he jumps out before they can actually chain CC this, and he does make it out with his life. Just INT just having complete control over this right now. This early game.
Malphite returning to lane with a Bomby Cinder, which is not what I was expecting. I mean, it may be he's looking to clear waves a little faster, not be pushed in as much.
Yeah, it looks like there might be some stuff going on in the top lane. He does try and go in Celibate Squirrel, but they did miss the initial binding onto Yoshi. So it looks like he's just going to make it out. He didn't have to... I mean, he didn't have Flash or TP, so he made it out alive without having to use those summoner spells. So, good for him. And it looks like also JT might get caught out here again. He does have to use the Flash. That's Flash going out from the Zyra. That is... not that good. That's a failed ult, as it looks like they might be able to capitalize on it. Can Nick get the damage in? But it looks like Varus is actually going to get a little bit of it in and get the first kill on that. But nope, Nick not able to respond onto Bio, and it looks like Amphipod's coming down here to try and capitalize on that. Look, but the TP coming through, they have to back off this. So that should be a TP coming in from Intensified down there, and it looks... that's a little bit unfortunate for him. JT just got caught out a little bit there. They almost capitalized on it, but wasn't able to do it. The Leona was able to get out of that. Oh no, Nick got caught out again. Bio just going insane on this Varus right now.
4-1 with a 300 gold bounty. Varus is in very good shape right now.
Yeah, it looks... Bio might just be the big carry of this, as it looks like they are going to go in here, and it looks like Yonal's going to come through. They do take down the Victor, and they take down Morgana as well. Racking up some kills on there for Yoshi. He is a win con for them right now, as he is 2-1-2, down 9 CS. So we will see, as it looks like Zealot is going to get a little bit of harass here on Celibate Squirrel, but that's a really good setup by them. They brought that gold lead back to even. It looks like John's gonna continue to go in on this, but might have to back off here. Don't get those long trades with the Wukong. Just try and poke him down a little bit there, here and there.
That fight in the mid lane was definitely a good momentum swing for OTS.
Yeah, looks like Nick is going to try and hop in on this, but the Leonal does come through the heal as well, and it looks like that is going to be another kill coming over from Bioster. And no, but looks like Zealot does return a kill on top of Celibate Squirrel over here, but it's not going the way you would want it to in the bot lane here. Bioster is 5-1-2 with a, looks like, keeps going up, 15 CS lead on this, but it looks like Intensified's going to try and catch out the Yone here, as it does not succeed. JT is having to play a little bit passive underneath his tower here, but it does look like they are looking to get this mountain drag, as they are going to rack up the second one while they just push in this mid wave.
Another dragon for INT.
Yeah, they are getting closer and closer to that soul point. All objectives have just been going over to the way of INT. They even are going to summon this Rift Herald mid with 4 people there. This should be the first tower gone unless Yoshi can do something about this. But it looks like, oh, the stun actually does hit. Varus is there to answer too, as they're all just going to jump on Amperpod. Yoshi not able to respond, but he is now. And it looks like he's going to rack up 1 kill. Can he rack up the second? No, that looks like Zealot's going to be able to do that one, as it looks like he's still going in. Here comes Celibate Scroll to come down and try and answer this. He does not have the ult anymore. JT is going to be able to answer. Does stun the clone, but he doesn't get much out of that, as it looks like they are going to be able to escape with their life. Zealot actually able to slow him, but it looks like the Fire Bloom plopped in. It looks like they might want to back out of this. They do not want to tower dive this right now, as it looks like Intensified's going to set down that Gravitamin to get a little bit safer there. So that was almost interesting, as we see also they took a gold lead off that. They're down 2 drags, but that team fight brought them back into this now with a gold lead on OTS. Not very much, but you'd think from point of perspective that, you know, INT would be ahead right now with having the 2 Drakes and even in kills.
Absolutely.
So, how are you liking a little bit of these matchups right now? What do you think needs to happen for these 2 teams to try and set up this win for them right now?
Wukong is definitely in a very something to be happening.
Wukong actually does hit the ult off, and it looks like Everpod's here to answer too, but I don't think he really even needs to be there. It looks like Zealot's gonna just get the kill by himself. Yeah, that's a little bit of pressure, but at least an assist comes over there from J4, as it looks like they're gonna try and catch out JT. JT does see it coming though, clears out the ward, so they do lose sight of him for a minute. And also, we see Morgana needing to answer up here, is going to push Zealot off of this turret.
I think that top lane fight really set it off. It's going to be very hard for the Wukong to get back.
Yep, it looks like also Nick's going to try and... Oh, he actually does successfully get the kill off. He hops out to his safety as JT is the Zyra. He has enough damage to do this. As it looks like Gogo's going to have to do something here. Nick, very low HP. He's got to be careful. They are going to zone him off this wave. They do not get the kill on there, but they do keep Tristana alive. She is able to get the CS and rack up some more experience on them, and I think that was a shutdown going over to Nick as well, as he is going to hop back in. A little bit greedy here. He could get the return kill. He does, but he needs to get out. Here comes Intensified coming down. Not much able to be done there. So Nick actually able to get the double kill, technically, in bot lane right there for himself.
Nick is playing this very well.
Yeah, he was starting off a little slow in the beginning of this game, but Nick is no pushover. You know, he was thinking about switching over to mid. Nick is still a very good ADC, even though he was practicing mid for so long. So it looks like Yoshi is going to try and come back in on this. He does get the ult off right now. He is under the tower, though. He's got to back off. And it looks like we're also going to see... Oh, Zealot! He goes over. He's trying to save him, but no, Intensified just one-shots him. As it looks like the Morgana shield is going to come through. Zealot, you got to run out with your life here, man. He does flash the Morgana Q. But that is a trade up in the top lane. But here comes Amperpod. He's able to get in. There is no spell shield right now. Misses the Q. Zealot with that one, but it's also Intensified. Intensified's trapped in a rock and a hard place right now, between an actual rock and a hard place.
It has just been non-stop action this game. More.
Right now, even like in bot lane, there's the ult coming through. Leonel actually going to hit up on Nick. Nick could be in trouble here. He does get the kill off on Bioster. He also ults the Leona off of him. We also see a TP coming down here, but it's not going to... Oh, no, we see 2 TPs coming down. There comes John with the ult. Can they also catch out Celibate Scroll? It looks like he is going to make it out of there with his life. OTS bringing this game back into their control, saying, no, I am not going to put that 1 in that column. You will not be the team to throw that 1 in my column right now.
I think their resiliency during this early game has showed why they're 4-0.
Yeah, they definitely. This is also a lot of the times. A lot of people have been saying that it's on the fact of they've had the subs in. You know, they had Bioster in. I'm pretty sure they. I can't remember all the people that they brought in for this, but a lot of people were crediting it towards the subs that they had. They do finally get Yoshi on their team, and they're even looking good with Yoshi right now. He's played amazingly this game on this Yone. Took out a little bit of CS leads, but John, you got to be careful. There are a lot of enemies around you, but it looks like Morgana is going to ult, but it's not going to matter. It's not even going to proc, actually. Zamperpod's going to clear out this vision. They could get the first dragon for them, actually, but looks like Yoshi is not going to find much more than that. He just is able to zone them off this dragon. It looks like also we might see it. Nope. Little bit of mistiming there from Bioster. Oh, that is amazing, their comeback in this, but it looks like also Leona is going to try and lock him down. JT is there, but he is going to have to back off. Was not able to save Amperpod's life right there, as it looks like they might be looking to get another engage off right there, but I would not suggest it, Nick. Just play back, as there are 4 of your enemies nearby. He is going to sit near this tower.
That was definitely a nice little recognition by Leona to see that there was enough space between that Jarvan and his team to catch him out right there. You know, try to stop the bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely is. It looks like this has been kind of interesting. A lot of these matchups we were talking about, we said it was like kind of even in draft on who could win this, and it was even for a pretty good while in this game. But OTS able to make some plays across the map. We saw their team coordination come through for them, and now they're up 4K gold.
Yeah, the coordination I think has been the biggest difference. They've definitely been playing as a team, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
They are now rocking the Bramble vest, as we see, coming out a little late, but it's there.
He does wait to get the Sunfire Aegis first. So I don't mind getting the Sunfire Aegis first. Yes, he did wait a little bit longer to get that Bramble Vest, but really the only time I think you should rush Bramble Vest, you're going up against a Darius and Aatrox in that top lane. But maybe you're low
you do
buy,
have to
so it's
consider the
Aatrox
Morgana
one
jungle.
trick, you know?
You know, Morgana is putting out that AP damage in the Victor roam, so yeah, Sunfire does protect you a little bit with some MR.
Yeah, we do see them kind of hovering around. They already took the first turret. They might be aiming to get this mid turret as well. Looks like probably just going to clear out some vision near this Baron pit. They could, I think second Rift Herald is spawning. They could try to get that and send it down mid. Further this pressure onto INT. Looking into this, it looks like also seeing a lot of rotations come out towards Celibate Squirrel. Will they try? No, he's sensing it. I think he's just going to back off. He is going to back here, though. I'm not too sure about backing here. He doesn't have TP. There's an objective coming up on... Oh, no, it's Baron. I'm stupid. But it looks like also Nick able to hop out right in the middle of it. As JT's here to answer onto it, the spell shield not going to matter, as it looks like Nick is going to be able to rack up another kill on this Tristana. That is so much going over to him. Before he was down, like, I think it was 6 kills. And he's down 3 right now. With that early snowball from Varus, that's very impressive from him, actually, as it looks like they're even going to try to start up this Baron.
Yeah, JT has hit a lot of good responsive routes to the INT's bot lane's engagements.
Yeah, as it looks like there's just not going to be an answer here. It's just Celibate Squirrel. He needs to get out of here, as the team is going to try... Oh, no, it actually looks like they are going to have Goga Fate in here. Leona trying to get something going here as Morgana flash ults in. The ult comes through from J4, but this could spell a very bad thing for OTS, as Yoshi actually is able to come in. Somehow Amperpod's still alive, as it looks like Yoshi's still chasing down Intensified. The ult comes through, but it does miss Intensified. This is going to run out soon. Yep, he is back on this. That is going to keep them from getting this Baron, as it looks like Bioster is going to hit the ult off. Nope. And oh my god!
Double kill.
What the fuck was that? That looked just so much like he was gonna go down, but that was such a good cue by him. He is eventually gonna go down, but damn, Bioster. Wow, the Q damage coming out from him. He is building the lethality Varus, so it's not too surprising he was able to cut through their HP like that.
They did stop them from taking the Baron, but at what cost?
Yeah, they did lose a lot of people in that fight, but they also did take down 2 players on OTS. They did trade quite a bit. Bioster staying for a little bit longer. Intensify was able to make it out. Dragon should be coming up soon, so they are going to have a pretty good gold advantage coming into this. But we will see. It looks like JT's clearing out this vision. Morgana does know he's there. Does miss the Morgana Q. Is a little bit too much to the left for him. Because it looks like it is Celebrate Scroll just going to answer in the top lane. They're going to hand over this drag. No reason to really fight over this. You guys are tied in drags now, and you want to get that turret top. You want to answer and get some of these other objectives too within the turrets. So, not too bad.
Celibate's opting for a split push here, which I kind of like. I don't know if that fight was necessarily winnable.
Yeah, but he's got to be
INT.
smart about this. They are all coming after him. He sees them though. He should be able to get out of this. So, like. But yeah, being able to rack up that, they are stacking up on these drags. They are able to get this late game going for them. And late game Tristana obviously is hell and a half. A lot of PTSD from some late game Tristanas right now. Oh.
Yon
Looks like
could try to split push here while they take Baron because he does have teleport up, but it looks like he's going to stay nearby in mid lane.
Yeah, they are trying to rack up near this Baron again. Last time they did this, they did lose a little bit for it. They are looking like they can rack up this damage. But Celebrate Squirrel is going to go in. He's going to knock off the ult. As it looks like, yep, Amphipod's still able to get that smite. 1 kill going down. Looks like Yone is actually able to ult into this. But now, no, they are able to get him too. As it looks like the only one that's going to go down is Amphipod. They are looking like they're still wanting to continue this. Nick, you might be going up a little too far here, buddy, as you are going to go down. Go Fate and Bios are still looking at this. They have quite a bit of damage that they can use, but it looks like the rest of them are going to get out. That was a little greedy there, Nick. I'm not too sure about that play. Oh! JT.
Almost
Luckiest
going
man
down.
alive. Yeah, luckiest man alive. So, I do see that coming through, but it's only going to be on, what, 3 of their players right now? It could have been 4, but Nick wanting to rack up a little bit more of that gold. He knew he was ahead, but still you don't want to underestimate this Varus' damage.
Varus definitely has the damage. The top part is just going to be providing the peel necessary for him when they're an engage heavy team.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, it looks like also just the fact that, I mean, I think that he also can stay back. One QW combo will be pretty good for them. I think they have just damage elsewhere. So I don't think it should be too bad as long as Bio, he does have good positioning. As long as I think they just have to peel in these fights, basically. I think that the Leona needs to switch from engage to peel mode in these team fights. Do not fight on OTS's turn, since it looks like Yoshi is going to try and go in on this. We do see, oh shit, that might be really bad for him as like Bioster does come up. But Amphipod going in, using the ult, as a TP does come through, he's going to Hourglass too, as looks like Nick's just going to rack up this damage as well. Celebrate Squirrel does take down 2 people, as Zealot does find also a kill in the backline, but he should be going down here too unless he pulls off some cheeky shit. But looks like he's just going to try to go through the lane. Yep, JT's going to be able to go in there and save him. Nope. The Xayah, oh no, Xayah ult comes through. JT able to save Zealot's life, but Zealot's going back in. Zealot might go down here as JT just might need to back off. Yep, JT has to back off. That's a little, like I said, some of this greed from OTS is kind of biting them in the ass a little bit here. They're going in. They could have just escaped. There were multiple times even that they could have done it at the Baron pit too, but they lost too many people there. They lost too many people here. It's a little unnecessary for them, as they still do have a 5k gold lead. It's not the end of the world, but you can't keep that kind of stuff up.
Agreed. You can spiral out of control quicker than you think. Zealot, he saw the damage from JT's root, and I think he just got a little excited. It was a big burst of damage, but there's nothing to follow it up with.
Yeah, he didn't have his ult yet. He just had some, you know, little pebble damage that you kind of like throw a little bit of a rock at them from the Malphite, but you know, he does decent enough damage, but more of in a 1v1 situation without his ult, not within a 1v4 that he was right there.
We do need to talk about Intensified's mechanics though in that river fight. He hit a great Zanya's dodging the Yone, then he flashed over the wall outside of Jarvan's ult. He stayed around longer than OTS was expecting, and he put out a lot of damage.
Yeah, as we do see, they're trying to set up for this drag fight, but Yoshi is in the top lane. He's just going to take this tower for free. They're going to just try and zone this out. They have vision cleared off. They do still have the TP up from Yoshi, so Yoshi can join this fight whenever he wants. Morgana is going to start up this dragon to keep people out of the pit, but it looks like also Bioster's going to rack up some damage on them too. Selbit Squirrel looks like he might be backing right now, but can he come in with the steal? No, it looks like Selbit Squirrel is going to secure that dragon for them. And kind of giving away a little bit, but not at the same time. I mean, you got to look at where Yoshi is right now, but JT, you are just going to get caught out right there. So that is another kill going over to them on top of the objective, but you do have Inhibitor down now. A lot of back and forth right now between these two teams on terms of what they're doing, because now they're going to have to be conscious of that top side. Baron is the next objective that's going to be up, and you just pushed top all the way to an inhibitor. Oh. We are just going to see them start to, they're going to get the scuttle. They are going to also, I think, set up a little bit of vision around here. It's not going to spawn for a little bit, though, as we are going to see them stop the back of the Malphite. They're obviously not going to go in. Malphite does have his ult, so that'd be a death sentence for Mo, but they do delay Malphite's back a little bit. They are also probably going to answer with a tower on this bot side, but no, we see Yoshi coming down. He may be able to clear this wave. Yep, he is going to be able to come down here and clear this wave before he's able to take the tower. So, smart play by Celibate. You understand how fed Yoshi is. Don't get too excited. You got some damage off right there. The next objective is top. They're not going to be as focused on bot. Just let the wave push in and try and finish it off a little bit. So,
a bonus for Yoshi staying in top lane and getting the inhibitors, he didn't use his teleport, which means he can now do another split push for the Baron fight.
Yep, and that's a crucial ult that's going to be down for this Baron fight too. There is no Varus ult right now. As Selbit Squirrel I think he just walked down there. No, his TP also should be up during this fight, so we actually see all the TPs should be up from the people that are not technically really in the lanes. Obviously, Zealot doesn't count as he does have it, but he's already here, so it really doesn't matter. But looks like they are setting up vision, as it looks like Yoshi is going to try and take advantage of Celibate Squirrel being here. The knockup does come through. He just gets a little bit of harass off, but not too much. He is lower in HP than him right now. So we do need to see, they are waiting a little bit, trying to bait out a mistake from INT. They have not started up this Baron yet. They want to probably get some ward position where Yoshi can TP in safely, because it looks like they actually are going to start it up now. We are still going to see a ton of damage coming through on this. They can take this very quickly if they really need to, but it looks like they're actually going to back off, as it looks like Yoshi is going to just rack up another turret.
And they're not paying attention to that top lane minion push going in. OTS was just chilling. They were in control. They were in control of the pit. They have their big Yone down bot lane with teleport. They knew the power they had, the position.
Yeah, it's going to take a pretty clutch play right now for them to win most of these team fights. As Bio does get some damage. Oh no! They tried to get a stun off, but it looks like he's going to go in. The Malphite ult, as it looks like Intensify is going to be able to zone us here. He does take down one person, as Gogo Fate's going to go in on JT. He's probably going to get the kill on JT, but Yoshi is just going on a rampage right now, getting all this damage off, as he does take down JT before he leaves. That is only 2 people standing for them right now. They should still be able to get this Baron as Amphipod is still alive. But that was a really good answer there by Z-Lot. So Baron
You saw
power-
some of that late game Victor damage come out in that fight, but the Yone was just too much. But, another but, the Victor damage is he's still got room for more, and they're definitely not out of these fights yet.
Yeah, like I said, they're kind of at a disadvantage when they have to bring the fight over to OTS. They will, I feel like they could win some fights right now where they are if they, fight on their own terms. But OTS is just applying so much pressure, they have no chances of fighting on their own terms. As Red Buff is going to go over to Tristana here. Drag coming up. This is sole point for OTS, and then a actual soul for INT right now. So both these teams gonna want to fight over this, as we do see Intensified up in the top lane. He does have his TP. He has his ult that we were talking about. Yoshi is gonna try and clear out this vision though before they even think about starting this. So they are they gonna concede this? I mean, they don't really have to go for it right now. It looks like, almost a steal coming in from Biostir, but Amphipod, the Smite King in this.
Intensify is just going to continue on with his split push, trying to get some extra gold, trying to get a turret. It looks like they're going to be A-ramming.
Yeah, except for Yoshi over here in the bot lane, but yeah, they are going to try and push this Baron. Powered minions over to this turret. They have the cannon that they can just sit here and protect while it takes down this turret slowly enough. But they do have the Morgana who can chunk it down a little bit at a time. But here comes another minion wave. So I think this tower will go down despite the efforts right now. So that could be a good win for them, as you see Yoshi kind of taking the priority away. Nope, the tower is not going to go down quite yet. Yoshi's still going after this tower, but Intensified should be coming down to answer at any moment. They are going to get him to back off. Oh, that was super smart by him to dodge that Leona ult, as he's still in this fight a little bit here, but he is going to have to back off. That is a 2v1. JT is going to come over here and assist him to try and take these 2 towers. They could look for almost anything here. This is also another inhibitor just respawned. It looks like they might just come over here to this inhibitor and take it down. There is no minion wave down there, but they do have the damage. Tristana takes a lot of these objectives very quickly, as it looks like in the back line they're going to go in on JT. JT does have to use Sazonia's Hourglass. It's not going to probably matter. Nope, they moved the Intensified ult a little bit over, and it looks like Yoshi's going to go down instead. So they are going to have to back off on this. They are still trying to keep these Baron powered minions pushing through, but they are all the way in the back while they were taking that inhibitor on the top side. So they are just going to clear out this jungle. The thing with that is I actually like them kind of not going as hard on the tower and going for that inhibitor, because you are applying that pressure on the top side. The next objective that should be coming up will be Baron once again, and you want that pressure on the top side. You want them to feel like they have to do something. They only have 1 turret right now protecting this Nexus.
A thing to note here, 4 Cloud Drakes on a very ult-heavy team is pretty dangerous.
Yeah, especially when you got someone like a Malphite, that just will absolutely suck.
I mean, in these extended fights, he could be ulting. There is a possibility to be ulting twice if the fight gets drawn out long enough.
Yeah, definitely. I think that right now, looking at it from a different perspective, OTS does have a little bit of, with their ults, better wombo combo than INT does. I mean, INT has a lot of lockdown with theirs, but not as much damage, I guess, is what I could say, off the ults as OTS does. So they are just going to continue to push in these waves. I'm kind of questioning a little bit the push by in bot lane. I would think you probably want to push in the top a little bit more, continue that pressure top side. It'll push in on its own a little bit with the powered minions coming through, but I still think Baron's not going to come up anytime soon. So there really isn't a problem with it, I guess. As it looks like Yoshi is going to try and get this inhibitor on the bot side taken. Intensified's going to be able to just stop it. And just little skirmishes here and there from Zyra on top of this Leona. But this mid tower, I keep thinking it should go down, but there's just good enough wave clear. They all keep grouping up. They're really doing a good job defending this base.
You know, you're talking about INT's lockdown, and Yone and Tristana both have QSS abilities, so they definitely see it and they definitely sense the CC pressure. So they're coming prepared in these team fights.
Yeah, the thing about getting them to build QSS too is that's another item that, oh no, actually, it looks like we're actually going to have the engage actually come through here. John might be in a little bit of trouble. He does have to ult to safety, as it looks like it does not matter. Leona's going to go back in on him. He is going to go down, and it looks like Ampapod might join him, but it looks like they're going to back off. Yoshi is still pushing this bot side. They are still a little bit split up. They need to come down there, as it looks like Intensified and Silver Scroll are going to answer. So it's a little too pushed up for him, as it looks like he is going, oh no, Yoshi, can you come in on this? It looks like he's going to go in on Bioster. The Q misses on him, so he's just going to get all this damage. Ampapod coming in too. Nick actually comes in as well, but they got to get out of this ult, as it looks like they are all going to go down. It probably is not going to matter here. He's just going to go right back down with the double ult from Wukong. So they almost were able to turn that towards them, but the dragon coming up soon, that is going to be Soul going over to INT. That is very good for them. They're still down 5k gold, but they are bringing themselves back, taking away this Soul that we said was fairly important to OTS.
The Victor damage is starting to become very comparable to the Yone's. Their impact is evening out. And you can see Malphite is going for the, what is that called? What is the MR? Oh, Force of Nature. Force of Nature. And it looks like Jarvan is also going for the Force of Nature. You can see a lot of MR starting to get built as that Victor damage is getting felt.
A little bit here, as it looks like they're going to try and push in this top side a little bit more. Try and keep the pressure off when Baron does spawn. We do see Zealot and JT right here. They are just going to get a little bit of damage off on this Leona. It's not going to matter too much. They're not really getting damage off on a really big carry. That's just the tank. Not too much damage going to go over. But she is going to back, as it looks like Nick is just going to rack up this red buff for himself. Oh, an interesting set of events. They might come over here towards Baron. I'm just waiting for this fight. This could be huge. If I was OTS, I would really try to look for the ultimate engages. They're actually going to find the ultimate engage from INT. They do take down Nikolai, but they're coming back in on them, and it looks like, oh, Everpod might go down here, as it looks like the Zone Glass comes in, and that's another successful coming through for INT. They are going to bring this back with the Baron, and how much are they going to be able to get as Yoshi's just pushing in this mid wave, but Selvin Scroll might join him, and it looks like Intensified's going to take this mid turret, as it looks like also the skirmish is coming through. Yoshi might be in a troublesome spot here, but he is a little bit stronger. The top, and it looks like he's going to continue to go in, and the ult comes through. This is a huge battle right now. Can he actually go in? It looks like he might actually win it, and he does. That is a shutdown coming over on Yoshi, but the Mythic is actually going down from his, I literally forgot its name, even though I'm an ADC main, and he is going to continue to go back in here on Intensified. The stun does come through, as it looks like Zhonya's Hourglass is popped. He probably could have killed him if he didn't do that, as it looks like Mo's going to have to try and run for him, but they do have people set up behind him. Can Leona come over here and find him? It looks like she's actually going to try and play it safe, but nope, Bioster is actually going to chase this one down, as we'll see if Bioster actually can meet him up. He is taking an interesting path, as it looks like he is going to also fall behind, and all that damage is just going to come through. He had used his Q to dodge it, but it does expire there, and he's right in the face of the Morgana. This gold lead is still around 3,000 gold. They have brought it a little bit closer back, but it just depends on how you use this Baron buff. They very well could bring this all the way back for them.
Well, the gold lead is still in favor of OTS. I think the power dynamics are definitely in favor of INT right now.
Yeah, this damage definitely is racking up from them on the Victor. He has been a very popular pick in pro play for a reason, and so is Varus. But a one good engage could end this game for either team right now. That's the scary part. You are at the point that one bad team fight loses you this whole game.
Yes.
OTS is not in a position where they can just do whatever they want anymore. They were doing it for a minute. They were punished for it, but their inhibitor's even going to go down right here. As the other turrets aren't as pushed in, I would go over. You might want to push in the top side. That's your closest one to being able to also get that inhibitor on this Baron power play. But they are going to give over the inhibitor. They are just stacking up as a 5-man unit. There's not too much OTS is going to be able to do here. That tower is most likely going to go down, especially with Leona here. We have seen so many good engages from Go Fate.
Do you think Yone has been over prioritizing the split pushes in those previous
I think
team
a little
fights?
bit. I think that it's been smart plays at times, but I think that at the same time, Yoshi's been, you know, he's very high damage for his team. I think that if he was there for a lot of those team fights, the point of what he was trying to do was to get someone away from them, right? And they just weren't. They weren't walking away from him. They were taking the 5v5 fights, and the 5v4 fights, and they were winning them. So Yoshi split push, yeah, took some towers, and yeah, it exposed their base a little bit, but they haven't been able to do much with the fact that these inhibitors are pretty much all exposed except for one.
The minimal hesitation on these team fights from INT is the reason why they're shutting down his split push so well. You know, when you kind of poke a little and just kind of hang out, that's what allows you know, Yone to get those towers, to get those inhibitors. But they've been very decisive in their initiations. You know, Leona will go in and everybody goes in. They're all on the same page.
Yeah, 100%, as it looks like Elder is going to spawn here in about 40 seconds. They are going to push in this bot tower as well, as INT is coming back into this. It's just been back and forth. It looked like OTS was going to be able to close this out, but they just absolutely could not. The damage racking up here from Intensify, as they are going to try and push down this mid wave, but they are all grouped up as 5 around this Elder Dragon. They are getting up good vision right now, as they do have, like I said, the high CC combo. And that's going to matter a lot, because your wombo doesn't work if one of you guys just can't move. Looks like they are going to back here right before this starts up, but nope, they're going to cancel. I think they were just trying to bait something out, see if they had vision. But it looks like also this Elder Drag going to get started. They are just going to try and push this down this mid wave, but they take this Elder Dragon pretty quickly. They're probably just going to get an inhibitor before they're going to do it, as it looks like, but they do have a Tristana. Tristana could take 2 of these. No, they're just going to rush in on this, as it looks like this actually could be the downfall for them. Can they actually pull this out? They do need to try and take this tower. This could be the absolute end for them, as this could be the first loss they rack up. As oh, JT, you just are not in the spot you need to be. Neither are you, Nick, as that should be game for OTS.
That is the game.
They were so close. They went for the push. They went.
Yeah, they saw
for
their
the
power
base
slipping.
rush.
They saw their control over the game slipping, and they realized that they wanted to make a decision now rather than later. I don't think they thought they could win that fight, so they said, you know, instead of, you know, hanging around the fight and losing that, we're just going to try to push and see what happens. And it did not work out.
Yeah, they do rack up the first loss here for them in the season. They are now going to be technically in 3rd place. They're a game behind everybody else. But we should have an interview coming in here soon from the captain of I'm Not Trying, which is Intensified. So whenever we are ready to drag him in, I am ready too.
He played very well this game.
Yeah, definitely the power pick coming through. On the Victor, he was able to get a lot done right there with that pick. Very, very smart plays from them too. Their mental always stayed intact, no matter what was going on. But it looks like we do have intensified here. How are you feeling, man?
I feel pretty good.
So you are the first team to put a 1 in the loss column for OTS.
Yeah. As
You don't feel
expected.
anything towards that.
No, honestly, I mean, I was planning on taking the season just going undefeated. So, yeah, as expected.
Just as expected. So man, you definitely racked up a lot with your Victor, especially in that late game. You guys started to slip a little bit. You guys had a lead early, mid, you guys kind of let that go. What was going through your minds whenever you were trying to, get that lead back?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. We sort of had a lead through bot at least. They're playing really well bot lane. But things weren't really going very well for Celibate and Mo. And I was kind of just trying my best to get to late game, which I eventually did. But we just kept it cool. Our team fights were pretty clean. We knew that their damage profile, if we could get Zyra killed before she could pop off, we would be decent in fights. And I prioritize the early Zonias because like they have a lot of really bursty people. If I can get my W and my ult down and then Zonias, I'm doing really well in fights. And that's kind of how it went.
Yeah,
Yes, you
definitely.
can
We
see.
saw. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, continue.
No, go ahead. You got a question? Go for it, man.
You could see your damage just increasing every fight, even if overall the fight would be lost. You could see the Victor damage increasing, becoming more dangerous, and then 2 kills, 3 kills, and eventually you guys just came out on top. Were you going for the late game the whole time? Was that kind of the game plan?
I mean, honestly, no, but it definitely was the insurance. So like we had the Varus ahead. If things were going well for Wukong and Morg, which they weren't, we could have, got more dragons, played early, or mid game better. But at a certain point, we were just like, these dragons are getting really important each fight. So we started prioritizing them even over our base. And uh, as long as they didn't get like Elder or Soul on us, I think we were, for the most part, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think you guys also answered Yoshi's roams a lot very, very well. You guys were able to keep composure. You guys still took those 5v4 fights at the objectives, and eventually it started to rack up. I'm really impressed with your guys' decision making late game. So, is there anything you want to say before we let you go?
Yeah, sure. So regarding that late game decision making, it's so weird because our early and mid game, like half the games is so troll what we do and like say and how we react, and then we start like once we think that maybe this game isn't really very easy anymore, we go into like hyper mode and just like everyone's making the great macro decisions. Everyone's on the same page. Like we really our cohesion as a team when it comes to mid to late game shot calling is just like we're on like a pretty good level right now. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, man, I am. It was super fun game to watch, very back and forth. Definitely one of the more fun games I've casted this season. Haven't casted in a while. I'm really glad that I got to cast this one. So I wish you luck next week, man. Or actually, you play. When's your next game?
Yeah, next week. I think it's against Third Impact.
Okay.
I hope. Yep.
So
Well, thank you guys. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, man. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
all right, guys. We will have a game coming up next between United Postal Service and Ignition. Stay tuned for that one. Should be coming about here in an hour. So we will see you guys then. I'm not sure who's going to be casting it, but thanks for watching OTS versus INT. Definitely a very close game to the end. So anything you want to say, Axiom, before we close it out?
Thanks for letting me fill in. It was kind of unexpected, and I'm definitely not the casting type, but it was fun. I know I'm not amazing, but it was a fun game to watch, action-packed, and I can't wait to play next week. And thank you for carrying me, Panda. Panda definitely carried this one. Give him a round of applause.
No, give Axiom a round of applause. His first cast. I'm gonna do it for all you guys. First cast.
Hey, thanks, man.
Handled it better than I did on my first cast ever. So I've done this about like 80 times. So and I didn't do that great. I haven't done it in a week. So like I said, we'll see you guys for the next one. Stay tuned. Peace out.